So hello gamers, a while ago I ranked every pistol in Phantom Forces, however they added a lot of new ones since then, and that video is pretty old, so today I'm going to be remaking it, and we're going to be ranking every single pistol in Phantom Forces from 1 to 10. The first gun on the list is the M9. The M9 has pretty good multis, it does pretty good damage, 35 to 20. I believe it can 2-shot headshot up close, 5-shot to the limbs, all ranges. It's really good. Good hip fire, good recoil control, good magazine capacity, good reload time. Well, the magazine capacity isn't the best, but for the pistol category, it's pretty good. 16 with a +1 and a base capacity of 15. Also a ton of reserve ammo. Like if you ever run out of mags, you gotta shoot this thing a lot to run out of ammo. With the secondary, you usually don't care about your reserve, but if you do, then use this one because like it's still a good secondary and it has a lot of reserve. It also shoots really fast. I'm just not that good at shooting it that fast, as you can probably tell. The M9 gets a 7.5 out of 10. I'd say it's really good, but some people will probably say it's not quite as good as the Glock 17, but we'll get into that. And yeah, very good pistol all around. When you compare the Glock 17 and the M9 stock, the M9 is kind of better. It has more muzzle velocity. It has better iron sights in most people's opinion. The recoil kind of feels weird on this one. A lot of rotational recoil, but when you put on some attachments on this thing, it's insane. It has a big mag, stock, a ton of conversions that makes it better, like a freaking 50 cal conversion. If you were to compare them stock, I'd say the M9 is better. This does have a little bit more bullets, but it doesn't really matter that much. But due to all of its attachments, I'd say the Glock 17 is better. It does do a little bit less damage, but it's not actually like a huge deal that it does that much damage. Like it doesn't really matter that much to the gun. Still really good, you know, it has the same damage ranges, basically same damage, same multis, but all of these attachments just makes it kind of better overall. When you can make it this gun, you can see extended mag, long barrel, and stock. It's pretty much better. So this one gets an 8 out of 10, M9 gets a 7.5. Now next up is the 1911. This thing has a ridiculous amount of ammo types, but most of them aren't that good. It has pretty good damage, actually insane damage. If you hit one torso and one limb shot, you can kill somebody up close. Before it used to be able to hit 2 limbs and kill somebody, but now it can't. So you know if they nerf the gun, it's got to be pretty good. And even after a pretty big damage nerf, it's still really good. You know, it hits really hard. It just goes off, bro. I'd say for general purposes, this is an 8.5 out of 10. Better than these two because it just does more damage. It shoots basically the same speed. It has more recoil and less bullets, but for a pistol, it doesn't really matter. You just want a quick killing secondary, and this works super well for that. But next up, we got the Deagle L5. Now, this is a big favorite among most players. I've seen a lot of people preferring this gun over the XIX at this point, and that's because unlike the XIX, this actually has pretty good recoil. You'd think it was a lot, but like it comes back down so fast that you can shoot this thing really fast and be accurate. And it one-shot headshots pretty far, like not infinitely, as you can probably tell. Compared to the XIX, the damage isn't that good. It can't torso kill, but it can one-shot headshot, which is nice. And I'd say overall, this is another 8.5 out of 10. It's a good secondary for people who can hit headshots, but if you can't, it's probably not that good for you. There's also the fact that it's unlocked super early, like at rank 14 or something like that. But next up, we got the M45A1. The M45A1 used to just be literally better in every way to the 1911, but now it's not like quite that different. I don't know. 1911 got one more round. This has the same amount of rounds, so it still has 10 bullets. It even has an extended mag for like 15 rounds, and it still does pretty good damage, just not as much. But I believe it has less recoil. Maybe, I'm not sure. It does have a very cool inspect animation though. For overall purposes, I'd say that this might be about tied with the 1911. It's still really good, but it's not like quite as good as it used to be. I think it's only a 2-shot torso instead of a 1 torso, 1 limb combo. So this also gets an 8 out of 10. Next up, we got the KG99. This thing is kind of you know, it's not like super good or anything. It has 20 bullets. It does decent damage. 19 at range, but I think it has a torso multi. So it's kind of comparative to like a Glock 17 or something. I guess it might have less recoil. It does have an extended mag, which is a pretty big magazine, but like it does lose a ton of reserve when you use that. And overall, it's basically just a Tech 9 that's semi-auto. And how did I kill somebody from that far? What the heck? Very tappy, not very much damage. It just feels kind of weak and it's not very good. This one gets a 7 out of 10. It's not terrible, but it's not super good. Next up, we got probably the most underrated pistol in the game, the 5.7. Now this thing though, good muzzle velocity, good pen, good damage at range, pretty good multis, pretty good damage, not up close though. It does 28 with a 1.2 times torso multi, which basically means you can 3-shot, but only if you hit 3 torsos. So up close, this might feel like kind of you know, it might not feel that good. This is the kind of pistol that holds up at range though. It does a lot of damage at range. The multis are good, the muzzle velocity is good, the pen is good. In my opinion, this one's a 9 out of 10. That's pretty surprising. Most people don't like this secondary. It even has an extended mag though for a 30 round capacity capacity, and that only makes your reserve less. It doesn't actually change like your recoil or whatever else. Next up, we got the zip though. Bro, the zip is not that good. This thing, yeah, it's got the big mag, you know. I bought it. I kind of regret it. It's not that cool to use. I'm not even gonna go that far into this one. It's just not that good of a gun. Good headshot multi, and I guess good capacity, and I guess good fire rate, but terrible body damage, pretty bad muzzle velocity, and it's just not that good. You know, unless you hit headshots, it's actually not that viable. It's just a joke gun. Use it if you want to, but don't say it's like the best gun in the game. Next up though, we got the Ishvabesk PB or whatever. When a gun like the Makarov exists, I don't know why this exists as well. It's basically just like a really low fire rate Makarov with like bad damage. I guess it's integrally suppressed and like I think the damage ranges are better, but like, man, this thing's not that good, you know? Ooh. I think it can two-shot headshot up close, and I think it has a torso multi, but I think the Makarov also has that, so I don't know why you wouldn't just use the Makarov. I think I ranked the Zip a 6 out of 10. This one gets a 7 out of 10. But next up, we got the actual Makarov. This thing shoots way faster, as you can tell. Does more min damage, probably has better muzzle velocity. I'm pretty sure it can two-shot headshot up close. 5 shots body all ranges. It's not that good considering like most of the pistols can do that with like double the capacity, but I guess it's got the 80 round extended mag, and unlike the Ishvabesk, it's actually like a good gun. So this one probably gets like probably a 7.5 out of 10. It's still not an amazing gun, but it's still pretty good. I would rather use it than the Ishvabesk. Next up, we got the GB though. This is basically the worst pistol in the game overall. With the 50 cal conversion, I get it. It has a torso kill, but it's still got 1 bullet, and the conversion basically just makes this thing better. Like otherwise, it's really, really bad. Without the conversion, you know, unless you hit the head, it's really not good. It does 15 minimum damage, only slightly more damage than the Zip. Oh, that was a headshot. I gotta kill him, bro. This one probably gets a 6 out of 10. The Zip is able to get kills, and this is also able to get kills, I guess, but I'd rather use the Zip because the Zip has the 50 round drum and the shotgun conversion. Next up though, we got my boy, the XIX. Basically the Executioner with a bigger mag and less recoil. It's just so good. Some people will say the Executioner is better. However, the Executioner is not a pistol, and we're ranking the pistols right now. And yeah, the Executioner has a really good torso kill range, but I don't really like it as much. If you can use it, but I really like this pistol. I have 1,500 kills on it, which is like probably top 20 of the guns that I have, like even primaries. It's kind of insane. If I'm just playing normally or tryharding, this is my pistol, you know? It's my go-to because it just one-shots. I mean, it does a lot of damage even at range. Like that guy is at 18 health with 2 shots. It actually 2 shots torso, but I didn't hit a torso. It does 38 damage at range though. The damage ranges are surprisingly not that good. It's like 40 to 80 studs, which is pretty surprising for 50 cal, but it's understandable considering like if it was any farther, maybe it would have a better torso kill range. But yeah, this one's a 10 out of 10. It's the only 10 out of 10. The 5.7 is a 9 out of 10 for me. The L5 is probably an 8.5 out of 10, but like this one, dude, it just goes. Now we got the Gyro Jet Mark 1 though. This is theoretically like the best pistol in the game, maybe. It can one-shot to the torso at all ranges, but it's like not doing it, you know? It just doesn't do that. I guess it does, but it has basically bloom, terrible muzzle velocity. Up close, the damage isn't too bad. It can still headshot kill up close, but it has reverse damage drop off, which means you can't torso kill up close, but a torso kill all ranges at 200 RPM from a pistol. That's insane. Since it can torso kill all ranges, I gotta give it something higher. It doesn't get an abysmal like 5 out of 10 or something. It gets like a 7.5 out of 10 because despite its quirk of having a torso kill all ranges, which should be very, very strong, it's just not gonna get that many kills, and like as a secondary, it's not really that good. I have friends who are like, oh, this gun is so much fun to use, and if it's fun to use it, but I don't really like it that much. Anyways though, gamers, that is the ranking of the pistols in Phantom Forces. If you guys enjoyed, please like and sub, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.